The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now. Starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening. I'm Sabrina Brown. Thank you for joining us. Topping the news tonight, an agency specifically designed to help stem the tide of social degradation in the country, marking a major milestone on Grand Bahama today. Officials of the Department of Social Services paused to give God thanks as that agency continues to celebrate 50 years of service to the country. As Joan Davis-Roll reports, the Minister for Social Services made a special announcement at that event.
It was a golden opportunity for officials of the Ministry of Social Services and Community Development. The management and staff of the local agency, led by the Minister of Social Services, the Honorable Melanie Griffin, gathered at the Pro Cathedral of Christ the King Anglican Church for a service of thanksgiving in honor of the older persons in our society. In a clarion call by Archdeacon Harry Bain, he challenged persons everywhere to support a ministry which for 50 years has positively impacted the lives of countless members of our society.
We as Christians are to give until it hurts. We are to give of ourselves, our treasure, our time, our talents, our abilities. We are to give until it hurts. That's what we are to do. And so, leaving no one behind. We want to help all of God's people. And the Social Service Department preaching to the choir. That's what they're all about. But that is what we, you and me, are to be about as well. Because we have our part to play. Social services cannot do everything. Amen? Amen. Social service cannot do everything. We need all hands on where? On deck. On deck to help. To bring help, to bring hope, to bring a sense of dignity.
Then came a major announcement by Minister Griffin, a declaration involving the elderly and members of the disabled community.
I wish to announce that very shortly we will be placing those 2 units, opening those 2 units. I think it is fitting in Older Persons Month to be able to announce that we will be having a unit for senior citizens right here in Grand Bahama.
Minister Griffin stated that the level of abuse among the elderly in the country is alarming and that the ministry is seeking to address this troubling situation.
Very, very often our older persons are neglected. Very often they are abused. Sometimes family members abuse their old age pension. Sometimes they abuse the assistance they get from social services. And so we want to put a stop to that. Okay, that's why you get in your own unit. So when you're ready, you call right there and you tell Ms. Quan Forbes, look here, these children abusing me, come, deal with them.
Then it was a first for the Pro Cathedral and Minister Griffin, as she honored members of staff and senior citizens with a special tribute. Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
Following that service of Thanksgiving, the Social Services and Community Development Minister was able to tour the new office space that now houses employees of social services here in Freeport. The new accommodations are located at the Sun Plaza on West Settlers Way. Megan Shepard has that story.
The Minister for Social Services, the Honorable Melanie Griffin, says the new building is a blessing, and she, along with staff members, are thankful for the new space. The minister says the building will alleviate the long lines that left clients outside and exposed to the elements.
We thank God for where they were all these years, but they had long outgrown the space, and for many years. In fact, I recall when I was in office the first time, beginning to look for space for them. And so we were able to identify this place and to bring everybody together. And you would see from the tour that we did that it's a whole lot of space. and not only the staff are comfortable, but more importantly too, the clients don't have to be outside at the mercy of the elements, and I think that that is extremely important for us.
Now that one project is complete, the minister says another is already in the works. Grand Bahama, she says, is a part of the bigger picture of social safety net reform, which is in the process of being implemented. She says this reform will modernize social services and make doing business more efficient and timely.
We're looking forward very shortly to expanding to include the senior citizens unit and the persons with disabilities unit very, very shortly, and that will be for first here in Grand Bahama. Well, social services here in Grand Bahama is a part of the bigger picture of social safety net reform that we are doing. We have the social safety net reform that we're in the process of implementing, which will introduce to the Bahamas a conditional cash transfer, which is designed to break the cycle of poverty.
Minister Griffin says new employees have been added over the past year, and they are looking to hire more trained social workers as the ministry continues to expand. Megan Shepard, 7S Network News.
It is described as a testament of investor confidence by a young Bahamian. Today, the local attorney opened a new business in Freeport, and he is being commended for taking this leap of faith. It's the first of its kind on Grand Bahama. Emporium Caskets on West Settlers Way and Oak Street officially opened its doors and will cater to the entire Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands. For proprietor LaQuay Lang, the investment was around $100,000. He says the journey to becoming a business owner was not easy, but he remained focused on his goal of providing an essential service to the community.
Debt doesn't discriminate. It doesn't come to just the rich. It's going to come to the poor. And those poor persons who are going through a difficult time and not working, debt come unexpected, and so sometimes the deceased doesn't leave any money behind to bury himself or herself, and so that family member is left with all the bills to have a funeral. And so I thought that by providing quality, affordable caskets to Bahamians, that would go a very long way.
Minister for Grand Bahama Dr. Michael Darville believes Lang's decision to venture into business during difficult times is an expression of confidence in the local economy. The minister also applauded the young attorney for choosing to do good when there is so much negativity facing the nation's young men.
In our country today, we are constantly being bombarded with negative images of young Bahamian men who are involved in criminal activity and who have made the wrong decisions. Yet today, here in Grand Bahama, we are witnessing the achievement of a young Bahamian entrepreneur who have stepped out in faith and now making the positive strides not only to empower himself, but to empower other young Bahamians in the community.
Minister Darville says his government is working to provide entrepreneurial and employment opportunities for those interested in business, which will ensure the growth and development of Grand Bahama.
And it's also my responsibility as minister to ensure that government policies are implemented, that we will begin and will continue to see the revitalization of Grand Bahama, not only as a tourist destination, not only as the industrial capital of the Bahamas, but a place where small businesses can thrive, survive, and become successful.
The Public Beaches and Public Parks Authority bill was passed in the House of Assembly Thursday night. The new authority will have oversight over plan, design, management, and maintenance of public parks and beaches. Using Bimini as an example, Prime Minister Prairie Christie said this legislation will also ensure Bahamians have the right to recreational activities and parks despite development. The unprecedented growth of Bimini's tourism industry has created a new level of economic development for residents on that northern island. But despite this level of success, the tourism minister has some concerns. Joan Davis-Roll reports.
The Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Obi Wolshcombe, says the northern island of Bimini is going through a major metamorphosis. It is one that involves some multi-million-dollar Genting development known as Resorts World Bimini Bay. which has led to the major transformation of Bimini's tourism product.
Another great step in causing for the sustainability of Bimini. Bimini has now entered a new category. It's become one of the more developed islands of the Bahamas. It continues to progress. We're seeing tourism numbers increase by 93%, and it will continue to grow.
But while the Northern Islands tourism landscape continues to take shape, Wolshcombe is concerned about preserving the natural beauty of the island known as the gateway to the world.
You made a point recently in the media about the fact that you don't want to change the overall landscape of Bimini. You want to make sure that it develops in a way that people who come to this island for the experience that.
I think you said it best. That's exactly right. You want to make sure that Bimini is Bimini. Bimini is where all the great men came, Hemingway, Martin Luther King, Adam Clayton Powell. They all came to a Bimini, a place where you can come in the island and the stream, enjoy the hospitality of the people, walk the streets of Bimini. The hotels and other developments are part of enhancing what is Bimini. But Bimini, the environment, its culture ought to be what draws you here, ought to be what keeps you here.
The veteran politician who also serves as a member of parliament for West End says that area where the former Gin, now Old Bahama Bay is nestled is also being given greater focus.
That's my next priority. You have to get West End moving. We're working hard to get some development going in the West. I feel very good about the new developments taking place. We're going to build a new administrative center out there. It's going to begin very soon. A new high school is going to be built out there, and we're working on the economic developments.
Anything word on the Gin development and how are things going there?
Well, we have some interest, but we haven't had anything cemented yet.
Joan Davis-Rowe, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. There's more news after this.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. A young man hauled before the courts this morning on the charge of unlawful possession. Police say 18-year-old Jody Pratt of Spinney Road was arrested Thursday after a routine stop by officers. Officer in charge of crime management in the Lucaya Division, Inspector Henry Stubbs, says Pratt couldn't offer an explanation for having a number of items in his possession.
What we are trying to do now is to appeal to the public to see if they could identify any of these items so that we would be able to complete the investigations into this particular matter. Yeah, the police was on routine patrol in the Spinney Road area when they would have come upon this young man with these items in his hand. When questioned as to where he would have gotten them from, he was not able to give them a satisfactory account. As a result, he was arrested and brought here to the Lucaya police station where the investigations into this matter is ongoing.
In court today, Pratt pleaded not guilty and was given bail of $500, and the case was adjourned. Meantime, the police is requesting the assistance of the public in identifying the items that were recovered. If you recognize any of the items, you should contact the Lucaya police station.
He was in possession of this bicycle, the DVD player, the television, the cigars, and this yellow blanket you see here. Yeah, he was caught in possession of all these items.
Drug enforcement officers seizing more than $12,000 believed to be the proceeds of criminal conduct. Police tell us that around 4:30 yesterday afternoon, officers, while in the terminal of the Grand Bahama International Airport, conducted a search of a man and discovered the cash. The man wasn't able to give officers a satisfactory account of how he came in possession of the cash, so he was arrested and taken into custody. Investigations are continuing. In other news, it is World Teachers Day, and today the Bahamas Union of Teachers here on Grand Bahama held a special service to honor those in the profession. During that ceremony at Calvary Temple Assemblies of God, 5 outstanding educators were recognized for their commitment to the field of education. The honor came as a shock for educators Balram Dani, Ingrid Semple, and Ida May Sayers, who have been teaching for more than 45 years.
What I set out to do as a teacher is to make the lives of my children better, and this is really indeed a great honor for me. I feel on top of the world. this is the pinnacle of one of the things that, has made my career so rewarding.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It is not something that I expected, but God is good, and He makes things possible. So I am indeed honored to be honored.
In many instances, we have people who have done great things, but they never get the opportunity to hear about it while they're alive and are able to hear. People wait until they have passed on, and then they want to talk about them. But now that I am alive and I'm able to hear what the good I've done, it is great feeling.
Former principal of the Hugh Campbell Primary School, Victoria Wright, and principal of Freeport Primary School, Barbara Thompson, were also honored on this World Teachers Day. They offered some advice to new teachers and those looking to join the profession.
I want to say that you have to be very, very sure that this profession is for you.
Be committed and realize that teaching is not from 9 to 3. You have to go beyond that 3 o'clock, because if actually a real teacher doesn't ever stop working for their students.
The Grand Bahama Police Department helping one of their own. Anthony Dilly-Wilshcombe has been a reservist in the West End community for the past 15 years and has recently fallen ill. Superintendent Wendell DeVoe says they want to provide some financial help for Wilshcombe, someone who is always willing to assist his community.
Wilshcombe always filled in that gap in that particular community to make sure that police coverage was there. Recently he has experienced some medical challenge, and it caused him severe hardship, and he has made an appeal, and of course as colleagues of his, friends and family, we've all gotten together with the support of everyone, and we've tried to put on a gospel concert in his aid to assist him with his medical fund. It's a major medical condition that he faced, and financial assistance is extremely necessary.
DeVoe says many well-known Bahamian artists will perform at the concert this Sunday evening at Jubilee Cathedral.
We're asking the public to come and support us. Show our appreciation to the value of the police officers and the strength that is necessary in need of police assistance. Anthony Wilshcombe is one of those persons. He has an excellent reputation in terms of his work habits, in his private job, and also in the department. So we need the community to support us, please.
The Rotary Club of Freeport is making a commitment to help the Grand Bahama Children's Home. The home, located on Tripp Lane, provides shelter for scores of displaced children in the community. But the home is in need of financial assistance. The Rotary Club of Freeport is coming to the rescue, hosting a fundraiser this Saturday night at the Grand Bahama Sailing Club.
So I just want to encourage you to help us in our endeavors. One thing I can tell you for sure is that with Rotary, the monies are going to get spent in the community. And that is what we are about, building our community and helping to make a better Bahamas through improving lives.
My role in this whole wine and cheese is to make sure that I get the community at large to come and support us. We have adopted the Grand Bahama Children's Homes because we have had many encounters with them, and we fell in love with the kids. And we wanted to do everything within our powers to make sure that they are happy, they are safe and secure, like any one of our kids or all of y'all or all of those individuals out there who may have kids.
Board executive at the Grand Bahama Children's Home, Sheila Johnson-Smith, says they are elated that Rotary has taken on the task to lend a helping hand.
We depend heavily on donations to keep the home operational. Rotary Freeport, Queen and her team has become a part of the Grand Bahama Children's Home. Actually, they are now family. And so we are so delighted that they're going to do this fundraiser for us. We need to keep the children's home secure and safe for our children. The children have no place to go. Through no fault of their own, they find themselves in this situation. So we our village. So we have to take care of our children who are the future of the Bahamas.
Stay with us. Sports is up next with Ricardo Lightborn.
Hey everybody, it's Sports Time. I'm Ricardo Lightborn. This one tonight is going to be going out to Elmore and Bernie Smith. They're celebrating their anniversary today, and I asked Bernie why she married Elmore. Anyhow, Yvonne Mortimer is also celebrating tomorrow with Kevin all these years, and because Kevin is a policeman, that's why she stayed with him. Okay, track at the Grandmama Sports Complex is going to be busy tomorrow as the Anglican Church Track and Field Championship is going to be going on. And this year it's going to be exciting as the Northern Archdeaconry go at it. It's all systems go for the Anglican churches in the Northern Bahamas Archdeaconry Annual Track and Field Championship at the Plex. This year's meet is in honor of Mr. Cecil Thompson, a special honor for a special man.
Everybody knows Cecil Thompson. His name is a household name throughout Grand Bahama. He is, as Father Hepburn has indicated, very much involved in the community building. And from Sweetingski to West End, everybody knows Cecil Thompson. So we're delighted to honor him in this way, in this very small way, but yet significant way, in that we're doing it while he is alive.
Mr. Thompson is a humble man that has done much for Grand Bahama. Father Earl Hepburn is a meet director, and all of Grand Bahama is invited. If you thought last year's meet was exciting, this year's track and field meet will top all others.
Now this year's annual track and field event will begin at 9 a.m., running until about 5 p.m. in the afternoon. And as usual, we will have a number of events comprised of things like the 100 meters to the 800 meters and all of the other relays and other field events associated with track and field.
Father D'Angelo Bowe is coming in from Abaco, and he will defend his Priest Sprint Championship. St. Jude's is the defending champions, and they are ready now to defend their title. Get there early, don't miss it. The Grand Bahama Softball Association men finals is all set. Folks will feature the Pat Uniform Reds and the Control Chemical Sweepers. To see Control Chemical punch a ticket to the big dance with an 8-5 win over the Rising Courage last night. Quentin Cooper got the win. The loss went to Albert Sims. The Sweepers won their series 3-1. The ladies will start their finals tonight. It's going to feature the Portside Flyers and Candace Wolverines. That's a 7 o'clock starting time. The men's series, Sweepers and Reds will go at it. Abaco Softball Association Championship also starting tonight. Murphytown Ballpark it is. The Abaco Grocery Diamond Dolls and the Golden Harvest Major Payne will play the ladies opener at 7 o'clock. The Creta Bulldogs, they're going to be playing on the Simple Solution Sharks. They're going to play that one. Should be a good one as well. And also the Grand Bahama Volleyball Association did get in at least 2 games last night at the St. George's Gymnasium. Youth in Action defeated Town and Country soccer team 25-17 at 24-26, 25-16 and 25-20. The Grand Bahama Shipyard Sharks put away the BSR Kings 25-23, 25-21, 19-25 and 25-18. They'll play on Saturday, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, the cross-country meet that was held over there by the Kenyan Knights was a timely one, and this is the off-season, and so all the work that our kids can get will help. The Kenyan Knights cross-country series is a good one and off-season initiative by Coach Frederick Bastian. The combination of hills and declines will work well for the athletes.
Especially going up and down those hills, you will be able to use more arm action, which is good for sprinters and quarter milers and even half milers. And going down hills also bring a different level of turnovers. That's how we create different turnovers, by running downhill. So running up the hills is something that you will develop more strength endurance. Going downhill, you change your speed proportion, whereby that you can be able to create a different level of turnover. So that's the profit, or that's the plus side an athlete will get from a situation like doing cross country.
Given the importance of conditioning and training to achieve maximum performance when the season does begin, October 25th is the next event, and November 29th, both at the Ruby Golf Course, both in honor of the late coach Errol Bodie and official Angela Roll. And I got to say to my good friend 30, congratulations. Green Bay simply won last night, and 30 got married, so he's going to have a good one. Hey, you guys just behave yourself. Let's look at your sports on a Friday.